Let's be honest, the silence after a breakup feels like standing in the middle of a room where the lights just went out. One moment, she was laughing at your jokes, calling you her person, promising forever, and then suddenly, she's gone. Her absence becomes loud. Every notification that isn't her hits, like a reminder that someone else might be getting the attention that used to belong to you. And the question you've been dying to ask but hate to admit, will she ever come back? You've replayed everything in your head 1,000 times. The good moments, the fights that felt like they would be forgotten by the morning, the moment you saw a shift in her eyes, like she was there, but not really there. You wonder if she ever cared, or if the entire connection was just a temporary chapter in her book. But here's the truth most men aren't told. A woman rarely leaves without looking back. Even when she tries to convince herself she's done, her heart remembers who made it beat differently. But you can't see that right now, because pain has a way of distorting the story. It makes you think you're replaceable, that you weren't enough, that another guy did something better. And in that panic, you consider chasing, begging, proving your worth like she somehow became the judge of your entire value. Stop right there. Breathe. Because the moment you try to convince her to love you, you lose the version of yourself she fell for in the first place. Women don't come back for the man who collapses without them. They come back for the man who remembers who he is even when she forgets. Here's something most men overlook. When she pulls away, she's watching what you do next. Female psychology isn't just about emotion, it's about perception. She wants to know whether you were truly confident or if your confidence depended on her presence. If you crumble instantly, it confirms her fear. Maybe she was holding the relationship up alone. But if you stay grounded, focused, living with purpose, that shakes her certainty. Suddenly, she's questioning her choice. Suddenly, leaving doesn't feel so smart anymore. See, a woman doesn't come back because you asked. She comes back because she feels she's losing something rare. Every woman tests before she invests again. She may block you, post quotes about healing, act like she's moving on. But deep down, she wants to know if the man she walked away from is still the one she can't forget. When she sees you level up, emotionally, mentally, physically, her heart remembers what her pride wanted to erase. Not every woman returns, but the one who truly loved you, she will, because love leaves fingerprints on the soul, and yours are still on hers. Before we go deeper, tell me one thing in the comments. Do you think she left because of who you were, or because of who you stopped being? You probably think she walked away because she stopped loving you, but that's almost never the full story. Most women don't leave when love dies. They leave when respect fades. And respect isn't lost all at once. It happens slowly, quietly, like a candle burning down. Maybe you made her your whole world and forgot that you had one of your own. Maybe you stopped leading, stopped challenging her, stopped being the man who had a vision for his life. And the moment she felt you needed her more than you needed yourself, part of her heart stepped back. Here's a reality check that might sting. Love does not save relationships. Attraction does. And attraction for women is built on admiration. A woman has to look at her man and think, "Damn, I'm lucky he chose me." When she no longer feels that, she doesn't fight for the relationship. She withdraws from it. She begins to imagine life where she deserves more attention, more excitement, more masculinity, not because you weren't trying, but because you were trying in the wrong ways. You gave comfort when she craved mystery. You gave availability when she craved confidence. You gave devotion when she craved direction. Women don't leave because you did too little. They often leave because you did too much for someone who didn't earn it. And now, she's gone. You feel like you're losing your identity. You think the solution is showing her you'll do anything to get her back. But the more you chase, the deeper she runs. Not because she hates you, but because craving is the thing that fuels attraction. When it's too easy, she doesn't feel it. She needs a little distance to realize what she had. She needs to feel the risk of losing you, for real. Instead of chasing, you must flip the script. Not through games, Not through manipulation, but through transformation. Reclaim your life, level up your mind, level up your body, live with ambition again, reconnect with friends, rediscover passions, fill your time with progress instead of pain. Because nothing confuses a woman more than a man who rises right after she assumed he would fall apart. And while you're rebuilding, she will be watching. Even if you're blocked, trust me, she has eyes everywhere. Friends, fake accounts, curiosity at 2 a.m. when she swears she doesn't care anymore. When a woman sees you evolving without her, not angry, not begging, just becoming better, something inside her twists. She remembers your touch, your presence, your energy. She compares you to whoever's next, and they fall short, because a bond built on real love never disappears. It just waits. If she left because you lost yourself, then the only way she comes back is if you find yourself again. Now I want to ask you something only a real man will answer. Are you leveling up for you, or secretly hoping she notices? There's a moment after a breakup when a woman finally realizes the consequences of leaving you. It doesn't happen right away. In the beginning, she's fueled by emotion. The decision feels powerful, freeing, like she just took control of her life. She posts pictures looking happy, writes captions about healing and growth, convinces herself this is what she needed. And you see all of it, and it hurts. You think she's moved on. But understand this clearly. Women detach in reverse. You felt the pain immediately. She will feel it later. Women don't process loss when they walk away. They process it when they look back and see what they lost. And by then, it might already be too late. Right now, she's in the stage of convincing herself she made the right decision. She has to protect her ego. She needs to believe leaving you was necessary. But as days turn into weeks and the excitement of being single fades, reality shows up. Nights get quieter, her phone gets drier, and that new attention she thought would replace your presence? It feels shallow compared to the way you looked into her eyes like she was the only woman on earth. Here's the pivot point. A woman doesn't miss you when you're sad, broken, and waiting. She misses you when you become a version of yourself she can't reach anymore, when your confidence grows instead of collapsing, when your energy shifts from heartbreak to purpose, when the man she thought she had fully figured out suddenly becomes unpredictable again, unavailable, focused, driven. That's when her mind spirals. What if I made a mistake? What if he doesn't want me back? What if someone else gets the man I had to myself? Her fear of losing you becomes greater than your fear of losing her. Female psychology runs on emotion, not logic. And the scariest emotion for a woman is regret. Regret comes when your value becomes undeniable again. It comes when she sees that you're not chasing her. You're chasing your goals. She will feel drawn to your strength, your silence, your elevation, and suddenly she'll start asking questions to herself, to mutual friends, maybe even directly to you. Are you okay? How have you been? What have you been up to lately? That's not curiosity. That's a soft re-entry. But here's the key. Not every woman who comes back deserves a second chance. Some return because they love you. Others return because they lost control of you, and you must know the difference. If she comes back humbled, loyal, and ready to rebuild from respect, that's one thing. But if she returns only because her ego is bruised, then she doesn't want you. She wants the validation she lost. So ask yourself, if she came back tomorrow, would you be welcoming her into your heart, or letting her back into a life you've already outgrown? There's a version of you she's scared to meet again, not the version that begged, not the version that waited by the phone. I'm talking about the man who remembers his worth, the man who doesn't need her to feel complete, the man who wakes up with a mission bigger than heartbreak. Because here's the secret most men never learn. A woman's attraction grows in the presence of a man who is already fulfilled. When she walked away, she expected you to fall. She expected you to prove she made the right choice by becoming weaker, desperate, lost. but instead you're rebuilding, you're investing in the future version of yourself. You're becoming someone powerful, someone who chooses his life instead of waiting to be chosen. And that shift? She feels it. Women are intuitive. Even from a distance, she can sense when your energy is rising. Suddenly, you're not the man she left. You're the man she can't predict anymore. She sees you hitting the gym, getting sharper, socializing again, laughing again. She sees the glow coming back to your face. You're unlocking the version of yourself she always wished you'd become, just not like this, not without her. Now she faces a fear she didn't plan for. What if he finds someone better? What if another woman gets the improved version of him? What if I'm the one who gets replaced? Men fear abandonment. Women fear replacement. And the moment she believes you might replace her, the comeback begins. She'll test the waters. She might react to your stories, drop a "hey stranger," or pretend she's just being friendly. She'll ask how you're doing, but what she really wants to know is, do I still matter? This is where many men make the fatal mistake. They rush back the moment she shows interest. They give her all the power again. They forget the pain, forget the lessons, forget themselves. And in that moment, all attraction dies. Because what she truly wanted was to see whether you'd hold the line, whether you've grown into the man she always needed you to be. So hold the line, not to punish her, not to play games, but to protect the man you've become. If she wants to come back, let her earn a place in the life you rebuilt. Let her show that she values you, respects you, believes in you. Let her prove her loyalty, not just her loneliness. You're not waiting for her anymore. You're evaluating her now. There's one truth you can't forget. You're not trying to make her see your value. You're making sure you never forget it again. Because when a man learns how to love himself, deeply, fiercely, unapologetically, the world changes, and every woman who doubted him comes back wishing she hadn't. So tell me in the comments right now, if she reaches out again, will you welcome her back? Or will you make her earn a place next to the man you've become? The real reason you want her back isn't just love. It's the memory of who you were when she was beside you. You think she gave you confidence. You think she made you stronger. You think she was the one who brought out your best. But here's the truth you've been avoiding. Those qualities were always yours. She didn't create them. You did. She simply reflected them back to you. And now, by standing alone, you're discovering what you should have known all along. You were powerful before she loved you. You are powerful after she's gone. Love is not what made you a man. It's what revealed the man you already were. When she comes back, and yes, if she truly cared, she will, she's not returning to the guy she left. She's coming back to a man she underestimated, the one who didn't fold, the one who didn't drown in heartbreak, the one who doesn't need permission to rise. Women don't come back because you convinced them. They come back because reality convinced them. Reality shows her the truth. Reality shows her who stayed loyal. Reality shows her who kept his promise to his own potential. She'll look at the men trying to impress her now, and she will realize none of them have what you have: depth, courage, resilience. She'll notice how hard relationships are to rebuild from scratch, how rare emotional safety is. She'll remember the way your hand fit hers perfectly and how your presence felt like home. But here's the twist most men overlook. You don't want to rewind to who you were. You want to move forward with who you are becoming. If she comes back, she must meet you at your new level, not drag you back to your old one. Before you take her back, ask yourself, does she return because she loves you, or because the world didn't love her like you did? Your time apart wasn't a punishment, it was preparation. It forced you to evolve without comfort. It forced you to face your flaws, your insecurities, your habits. It forced you to build a foundation she can't shake with a single emotional decision. And that growth, that's exactly why she will regret ever walking away. You're not here to impress her. You're here to become the man you admire, a man with discipline, a man with purpose, a man who doesn't lose himself in love, but brings love into the life he's building. If she returns and wants a place in that life, she must earn it through respect, loyalty, and consistency. And if she can't, you'll keep walking forward because you're done begging for what you deserve to attract naturally. Now let me ask you the most important question of this entire video. Answer honestly in the comments. If she comes back tomorrow, are you taking her back because you love her or because you're afraid no one else will? If this message woke something inside you, make sure you like this video, subscribe, and share it with a brother who needs this truth.